starts now.
You bet it does. Welcome into Wednesday's edition of The Big Show on your total sports station, KTGR. Andy Humphrey, Brendan Schaefer here. Thanks for joining us. Producer Natalie here too. And boy, today, I mean, it's been a big day, obviously, all throughout from 6 a.m. on until 6 p.m. tonight. You can continue to support us during our Commerce Bank 1-for-1 holiday food drive. Not us, the Food Bank for Central and Northeast Missouri. And Brendan, we were saying earlier, this is the warmest 1-for-1 holiday food drive I can remember in history.
It's been awesome getting like 50-degree weather instead of 10-degree weather out there at the Columbia Mall. So I think that's why Santa decided to show up, as you heard Cosmo tell everybody. He probably said, oh, it's good weather. I'm going to get on out there myself.
So we hope that in these next couple of hours, last couple of hours of our 1-for-1 holiday food drive with Commerce Bank, that you can support the Food Bank for Central and Northeast Missouri. We're hoping for a big total today, and we need your help to get there. So go and check out all the details at ktgr.com. If you haven't donated already, it's not too late, and your dollar goes really far today with all the matching sponsors, an anonymous donor, along with Douglas Drown, who is matching donations up to $50,000 today. Really great stuff. So go and check out all the details at ktgr.com on ways you can donate. In the meantime, we will talk sports. Because that is what we do here. We're going to have Gabe DeArmond at PowerMizzou.com joining us at 4:25. Obviously, there's a lot to unpack from what Eli Drinkwitz said the other day, and all pretty relevant as Mizzou ventures on into this new age of college football, which it seems every single year there is a new age of college football. So Gabe DeArmond will join us to discuss a lot of that. We'll have our own thoughts on what Mizzou maybe needs to do in the transfer portal. Do they need to pursue a portal quarterback, and how hard should they pursue one?
Oh, boy.
It's a big question.
It's a big question, and one that doesn't have a great answer. So maybe one of the listeners can tell me the answer so that I can sound smart when we discuss it, potentially.
We'll crowdsource it.
Yeah.
Call or text us at 573-875-KTGR. You can also tweet us at KTGR Big Show. And we're live on YouTube right now, youtube.com/@KTGR Sports. Also on Facebook, facebook.com/KTGR Big Show.
Now, the Big Show's Big Deal.
So an update from the Chiefs, and their head athletic trainer, Rick Burholter, was made available to media today and said the rough timeline on Patrick Mahomes' recovery from the ACL surgery, around 9 months. And he said, maybe even give or take a month either direction. That would put it around September of next year when Mahomes would potentially be ready. After tearing his ACL, went and repaired that early this week in Dallas and has already begun the rehab process. So we'll see how that goes. In the meantime, the rest of the Chiefs, well, if you saw the injury report today, you saw a lot of players on there. And you can probably expect that for the final 3 weeks of the regular season, as there's really not much to play for as far as the team is concerned. Out of the playoffs, they have the Titans on Sunday at noon. You'll hear it on 96.7 KCMQ. That's the Big Show's Big Deal on the 17th day of December 2025. You can call or text us at 573-875-KTGR. Another big deal is that if you are a regular at Mizzou football games, maybe you get season tickets and you've been waiting to see what your ticket price is. Well, you probably saw a bit of a bigger number this time around.
It's not smaller than it was.
It is not. For those who were hoping that it would be smaller, I got news for you.
Well, Andy, we're getting one fewer game,
That's
so
true.
I assumed they would give us a bit of a discount, right?
Yeah,
Not quite? No?
No, the thing is, the game that they're taking away essentially is the Louisiana Lafayette.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's in essence what they're doing here because of the SEC moving to 9 games. And now you're looking at some more high-profile games. And obviously, in an age where everything seems to be more and more expensive each year in college football, there's revenue sharing now, and there's just an arms race when it comes to NIL and almost trying to beat out the clearinghouse getting its bleep together.
Right, yeah.
And all of that. So you're seeing the rampant increase. And so unfortunately, folks saw that come to fruition as well today.
Yeah, I don't know if they've sent out all the emails yet, but we were told earlier last week, that would be coming soon. And I got my email for my season tickets, and there's a nice picture of Eli Drinkwitz there in front of an American flag. He looks very, very stoic, very serious.
Okay.
There's a lot of notes about how, this is all being done to part of the will to win. And, that's going to increase the NIL for the team and keep having great players. You click on the invoice, it's a little higher. I did the math. You helped me do the math. 23%, I think, is the increase for my particular grade of tickets from year to year, which one fewer game, really, it's maybe a little bit more than that from a price per ticket per game perspective. But like you said, you're getting 5 conference games now. The home schedule next year for conference play is like really, really strong.
I like it.
I think Kentucky is the only kind of meh game on the list. Florida's homecoming, so that's great. You get Oklahoma, you get A&M. Who am I forgetting? Texas is coming to town. So, yeah, I think all in all, I will be honest, and I told you this off the air. I was bracing for impact and got the email, and I'm cool with it. Like, I'm actually really okay with the amount. I don't think it's great as like a precedent if it's just, hey, we've decided that the way college sports is going is we're just going to pass it along to the fans to be able to afford our rosters. But if you want to compete in the SEC, this is what it looks like. And I can't say that and then complain that they raised the prices on me. So I'm good with it. I really thought it could have been, well, I won't say it could have been worse because I don't want to give them any ideas.
Yeah, it can only go up, it seems, at this point.
Next year, 2027 is only 6 home games. Is that right? Or is there a 7th one that year too?
I mean, that would depend on the non-con schedule. Do we know exactly which game is being shaved away?
I don't know if we do yet. For this coming year, it was Illinois, which was a road game. The way that was scheduled
so I would think that they would have 3 non-conference games as a result. Then, if that's going to force them to have 7,
you're always going to try to, right?
Right.
But they're at San Diego State officially.
Okay,
is one of the games on the list for 2027, if I'm looking at this properly. So can you get rid of that? I guess you can. I was looking forward to that trip to San Diego. Day after my wife's birthday.
You already do that?
Yeah, we were going to go.
Yeah?
That's one I could convince my wife to go and do because she loves, we went there one time and she's been asking ever since when we get to go back. So, yeah, that might be on the chopping block though, Andy, if you are trying to secure that extra home game. We don't know what that'll look like yet for 2027, but stay tuned. But no, as far as the tickets go, I knew it was going to go up. We all knew it was going to go up. And as far as the increase that it was, it still works out to be a pretty good price. So I'm cool with it. And I'm glad to be able to put my 2 cents in, maybe a little bit more than 2 cents to be able to, keep Jamal Roberts. That's what it was all about, right?
Yeah, that'll take more than 2 cents.
That's probably
true. More than that. But and look, like it's different for a lot of folks, I would imagine. Yeah. Their increases depending on where you are.
I'm with the poor people. I'm one of the I'm up in the Tiger Deck, and there's no shame in that because it's great up there, man, with a lot of fun with the families and stuff. So I appreciate that they look. You can let us know with a call or a text if your increase was more than 23%. I am a little curious for some people, but no, I've got the cheapest seat in the house because for the first time in my life, I wanted to get in the mix with season tickets rather than going game to game with it. And we're definitely re-upping that. There's too much momentum right now with Mizzou football to stop now. Why stop now? That's what Drink would say. Man, so yeah. I'm in, baby. I'm all in. Hey, by the way, he's kind of soft launching or maybe hard launching a new slogan. Have you noticed this in recent days?
What is it?
A new way. I think a new way might be his new thing. If you heard him talk about Jamal Roberts and said, hey, we're trying to, get with him and talk about, doing things a new way. I think I heard it drop in the presser. Look at the tweet from Drink earlier today. MIZ is one of the hashtags. Hashtag a new way. Hashtag the Mizzou way. I think that new way thing might be the next kind of marketing branding opportunity that Drink is looking to deploy heading into 2026.
I mean,
I like it.
Indulge me, but I'm just going to dive back into the audio. Do you hear it anywhere? You said it was when he was talking about Jamal Roberts. Is that what it was?
In the Jamal Roberts part, but
okay.
Because it dawned on me then And then when I saw his tweet, I said, oh, I think that's the same thing, a new way. But if we can't find it on the fly in the audio, I know where I can.
Let's listen and see.
You got a tough situation because you got Ahmad Hardy, who is a consensus All-American, but I think Jamal Roberts is as good a back as there is in the country. And how do you beg Jamal to take less to stay here? You know, I mean, that's the real reality of it. And we're asking him to commit to a new way. And
there it is. There it is.
Felt like Leo DiCaprio scene.
Yeah. No, that's what I heard. And I thought, well, that's kind of interesting. And then when he re-upped on it with the tweet, kind of showing today the construction progress going on at Memorial Stadium, which looks to be going along really, really well. Just filling in all the more. And when he said a new way again, I thought, okay, I think this is going to become a thing. Like, clearly you've had, you know, the STP has always been, but then there's been a couple other kind of catchphrases, if you will. And I feel like Drink has kind of settled upon a new way. And I think that matters, by the way, when we talk about all the recruiting stuff that's going on, whether it's high school recruiting, and you get the Javion Hilson thing was kind of news that came out of yesterday's presser, where Drink kind of dropped it in there along with the guys that had been reported to want to enter the portal. I know there was a question that was like, hey, you mentioned Hilson. We didn't know that. Is that a thing?
Yeah.
He said,
no, we didn't.
He said, well, he's not practicing with us. And so that's, I guess, our best indicator that that's his intention. And so kind of looking for the guys that are wanting to do it a certain way, in the Mizzou way, which was also the other hashtag in Drink's tweet. I think he wants to establish this as being the place that, like, all around college football, there will be things going on, and we're in the portal. But the Mizzou way, a new way, is, I think he's going to try to compel, from a recruiting angle, kids to develop and become NFL players from Mizzou, which is always what you've been trying to do. I just think that's so challenging now to sell to young kids. You got to find the kids that want to do it a new way.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to do it the way that's chasing the highest dollar. You're going to get paid here. Like, Drink will be the first to tell you, you're going to get paid here. But if you're about the highest dollar and that's your main motivator, Mizzou may not end up being the place for those kids, especially coming out of high school. Now, transfer portal might be a different story, because there will be certain position groups that you just got to go pay and get the guy out of the recruiting class, the portal class. But I think he's really coming into his own on how he wants to approach high school recruiting. I think he gets better and better every year as the landscape continues to issue him challenges, because you could hear it in his voice a little bit yesterday that supposedly we have rules and we're going to kind of have to see how this all turns out. But he's adjusting all the time on exactly the way that he wants to approach things, I think, from a high school perspective, and getting the guys in that want to come in and develop and become great, but have maybe a modicum of patience and a willingness to sit a year or so before being able to, you know, have the opportunity that will then probably allow them to cash in by the time they're a junior, if we're being totally honest, and that rev share money. So there's a lot of intrigue going around the recruiting stuff right now.
Yeah, because if you can sit as a freshman and maybe in year 2 you're on the field, you show your potential, and then that turns into what the program thinks you're worth going forward. Yeah, that can be a good process for a lot of kids. Now It's just depending on how many kids want to go through that process, and will it happen that way? So a new way, I guess, is what we're talking about here. Does a new way mean new quarterback?
Does it mean a new quarterback? You had to go there. Check the text line. Has anybody given me the answer yet?
No one's.
James said depends on what quarterbacks are in the portal.
Well,
That's a good point.
It's true.
James made the same joke about the invoices. They did not get any cheaper.
No,
they did not. We were hoping.
Adam texting in, would the Florida quarterback be in play?
DJ Lagway.
Want him. He is planning to enter the transfer portal. DJ Lagway is.
What do you think about that one? He's got some upside, but doesn't Bo Perbula have upside? Like, I don't want to kick the guys to the curb that we have for somebody that I could describe the same way. Like, wow, really interesting upside, exciting talent, made a lot of mistakes at times.
Here's the thing. He needs a conference change. He not only needs a team change, I think he needs a conference change.
Get Lagway out of the SEC, probably.
And it's not even like just a change of stature of the league, but it's also just the league now knows about you. and like you go to a league that maybe isn't as familiar with.
I think he would tear up the Big 12. I don't know why I think
maybe
Lagway would crush the Big 12.
It's interesting. I would want him to see. I would be interested what other Big 10 schools are interested in him. Although, like, I don't know, where's he from? Is he from the South?
Texas.
He's from Texas.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, how does he do playing
Texas
up north?
Tech needs a quarterback, but I think they already know who they're getting.
Well, yeah, like that's the kid out of Cincinnati, most likely Sorsby. And look, like
Dylan Raiola is going to be really disappointed with that not being able to follow in Mahomes' footsteps.
Gosh,
it's a bummer.
So, like, how does that? So, I mean, if Texas Tech finds its guy and Mizzou tries to wade into those waters, and we don't know, like,
we have no idea
we
yet.
have no clue whether they want to keep Bo Prabula, whether Bo Prabula for sure is wanting to stay here.
It's a mutual option. In baseball, we finally got to learn the Dustin May contract for the Cardinals actually came in a little higher than I thought at $12.5 million or so. But there's a mutual option for $20 million for the following year. That's all this transfer portal stuff is, especially when you're talking about the quarterback position. It's a mutual option. Does the team want you back? Do you want to be back? Who has the leverage? It could be either side that has the leverage, because Mizzou could be disappointed if Bo decides to leave, or they could be the ones nudging him to do so because they've got bigger fish to fry. Like, we don't know.
Yeah, and the thing is, there's only like 4 or 5 quarterbacks that I think you'd be worth pursuing if you're willing to splurge. If that's the course that you want to go, if you're nudging him towards the portal,
yeah, that's a dangerous game though,
right? You got to know that you're ready to get somebody and that they're ready to come here. So like that's what's dangerous about it. So it's why I kind of lean towards no, but at the same time, like guys do have to get better, and I'm not just talking about Prabula. I'm talking about both. The Prabula and Sauer.
Yeah.
Like there has to be a genuine competition for who's going to be the guy next year, if you ask me. So like we'll see what happens with that. But if Mizzou is willing to splurge, then that could be an intriguing option.
Right now, 24/7 Sports has Sorsby as the top dog in the portal. Lagway number 2, Raiola number 3. Kenny Minchie is from Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Aiden Childs. Aaron Philo is the backup from Georgia Tech. Like, already you're getting into backup territory. Now, they're listing these names. Obviously, nobody's in the portal. It hasn't opened.
Yeah.
So I don't see Sam Levitt's name, even though it's been widely reported that he's going to go in. And so I would say Sorsby, Lagway, Raiola, Levitt, those are the 4 right now that have at least somewhat of a track record as a starter, and not always a great one. Like, Lagway threw 14 interceptions this year to 16 touchdowns. Like, he had a very uneven campaign, and yet there will be plenty of teams that I think at schools that are interested in bringing him in on a high dollar amount. Once you get beyond those 4, as of yet, I'm not saying that the next Heisman winner isn't 5 through 10 on that list. We just haven't really seen it from a number of these guys. Like, you're not really talking about Power 4 starters to this point that have reported intentions to enter the portal beyond that group. I think more will show up. I think between now and January 2nd, we'll find out about more guys that are going to do so. But, I mean, if this ends up being kind of what it is, you're going to have the programs that every year are trying to get a transfer quarterback because they just view it as the most efficient way to do it anymore. Hey, we've got the money. We don't want to have to develop a guy for multiple years. We know that every single portal cycle, we will have our crack at the very best in the transfer portal. There are programs that are just making decisions to do things that way. I think largely Mizzou is doing a great job in the portal. I don't know if you can just resign yourself to that if you're Missouri, because I don't know that they will be the top dog financially each and every portal season. Like, there's going to be those programs like LSU that are just going to say, yep, we'll take the best name you've got. We're going to pay him $4 million and call it a day.
And they've done really well in the portal at the other positions.
I agree with that too. Yeah.
Like, the quarterback has not been a position that Mizzou, at least for now. I mean, Prabula is probably their best one because he started all year last year.
But they're 0 for 1, really. Like,
when
have they ever tried to get a legitimate starter?
As far as they've tried.
When have they gotten somebody who they thought should be the starter and then wasn't? Like, they really never signed a guy that was supposed to unseat Brady Cook, like realistically,
yeah.
in the portal.
I mean, a guy that could compete with him, but not necessarily
even really,
even
though.
like,
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to know after the fact, but in the end, like that's been a bit of a blind spot in Mizzou's portal shopping.
Yeah.
Is that they've gotten good quarterbacks here on campus.
Yeah.
Showed them what could be possible. And it's not that they haven't liked what they've seen. I'm sure some of them did, but they just liked their situations elsewhere.
Yeah.
And so whether that comes down to money and Mizzou needing to maybe allocate more resources to that, more so than maybe they have in the past, and maybe it hurts them when they go and try and get an offensive lineman or a corner or something else. Like they're going to have to get other things. And so that is what schools like Mizzou that are better at this space, but they don't have all the money in the world. They have to make those tough decisions.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think you can kick somebody out the door, however you may do that, even nudge them out the door without knowing that you've got a high degree of confidence of what could be coming in. I don't think you can go out and talk to a transfer quarterback and get him in, though, without knowing that like a guy like Bo Prapula is going to go somewhere else, because you're under contract. Like, as far as we know, these are verifiable in the same way that we don't expect the players to be able to just eschew their responsibility to a contract. I don't think the programs are going to be able to do that to a player. Now, you can say, hey, you probably ought to look elsewhere because we're looking to have not you be the starter the next season. Like, you could do that, but the risk is they take you up on it, and then you don't end up, being able to get, or they say, that's fine. I like the money I'm getting here, and I'm just going to chill and come what may, even if I don't get to play. Like, there's a lot of nuance, I'm sure, that goes into these conversations, but I truly don't know which direction they're going to go. I would need to see more names enter the portal, though, before I could confidently say, they'll be able to get somebody better than just bringing Zollers, bringing Bo back to compete for the job.
Call or text us 573-875-KTGR. Does Mizzou need to look at the transfer portal quarterback market? And how hard should they look at it? 573-875-5847. Talking some Mizzou. We're going to talk some Mizzou next with Gabe DeArmond of PowerMizzou.com. We're also going to hear from Cosmo once again out at the Commerce Bank 1-for-1 holiday food drive at the Columbia Mall. Get all the details at KTGR.com on ways that you can donate, as we are an hour and a half away from the end. So don't miss a chance to make a difference today during our Commerce Bank 1-for-1 holiday food drive here on The Big Show, KTGR, and the KTGR app.
Miss the latest edition of The Big Show? Catch up on demand with a full show podcast on the KTGR app. Download it now, wherever you get your apps.
It's the KTGR 1-for-1 holiday food drive.
Live in Columbia at the mall, right along Stadium, right between Wendy's and Dillard's. Underneath the big mall sign, heck, just look for the fire trucks. Columbia professional firefighters have been out here all day. Thanks to Local 1055 in Jeff City. The firefighters Local 671 there at Buckeye on Missouri Boulevard. Look, some of the things that the food bank needs the most of: canned fruit, peanut butters, boxed meals, things like that. Don't forget, if you're getting cans, try and get the ones with the flip tops or pop tops, because sometimes you just give regular cans, and if they don't have a can opener, they can't open it. Think about little things like that. Maybe give some extra sets of plastic silverware, or even little packets of salt and pepper to throw in there. When you don't have food, some of the littlest, simplest things can really make a difference. Your donation will be doubled right now if you give. Stop by in person. Thanks to Zimmer Communications. We're live again, Columbia, Jeff City. The Commerce Bank 1-for-1 holiday food drive on KTGR.
This year, take a bite out of one holiday hassle and have your festive feast expertly prepared by Main Event Catering, the chefs of Courtyard by Marriott Columbia. Ready for pickup? You'll spend less time in the kitchen and more smiles with family. All the favorites: turkey, ham, prime rib, roast beef, even fried chicken, and more. Plus, any of the side dishes and desserts your crew craves. Treat to your family with Main Event Catering. Order Holiday Magic today. 443-8000, 443-8000, and jingle all the way.
So, Mr. Fancy Dancy Sports Car Dude, you say you were distracted by a raccoon feasting in the road? Okay. How about the fact that you were going way too fast when there's like 5 inches of snow on the ground? Nice ditch you got there, bro. Now you need a save, a savior, a do-over. Find your phone and just Google I-70 Towing. They're Mid-Missouri's go-to crew for slide-offs. When your winter world seems to have been wrecked, call the team they hope you never have to meet. I70towing.com. A raccoon. Just ridiculous.
Hi, we're Midway Electric. When winter hits, electrical issues can turn serious fast, at home or at your business. That's why you need a trusted local team that shows up, solves the problem, and stands behind the work. From whole home generators and security systems to everyday service and repairs, Midway Electric has you covered. And now through January, get $500 off a whole home generator installation to keep you powered up no matter the weather. Midway Electric, powered by people with pride. MidwayElectricInc.com.
I'm Michael Agnew with API Project Fitness. At API, we're dedicated to helping you reach your fitness goals with workouts that are motivating, challenging, and effective. Our group classes are high energy and designed to maximize your time with efficient movements and smooth flow. There are real results here to find, whether you're just starting out or ready to push it to the next level. API is where hard work meets progress. Everyone needs a fitness routine. Let us be yours. Sign up today for a free trial at apiprojectfitness.com.
Welcome to Macadoodles. Macadoodles does game day like nobody else. Whether you're tailgating or hosting a watch party, Macadoodles has you covered. With more than 3,200 wine labels, 1,500 spirits, and 600 craft and imported beers, and delivery right to your tailgate or doorstep, the days of making a beer run are over. Macadoodles delivers, providing unmatched selection at unbeatable prices. Drive through today or come inside and experience our world-class customer service. Who does game day like nobody else? Macadoodles does.
Give today during the Commerce Bank 1-for-1 Holiday Food Drive. Donate online at ktgr.com thanks to Dunkel Distributing, or text the word food to 573-875 KTGR. Back to more of the biggest sports stories in mid-Missouri. You've got The Big Show on the KTGR app.
So tell us what you think Mizzou needs out of the transfer portal and whether you think it needs to include a quarterback. We shall see. Not much to know at this point as far as what they might go for. 573-875 KTGR if you want to weigh in. Saw someone text in about Bryce Underwood. Brendan, do we know if he's in the portal?
I would be shocked if he were to be entering the portal. Michigan's paying him, I know the number's like $5 million. I don't know that was per year, but he had like a multi-year contract with them when he committed to Michigan. And like, I'm not so sold on the idea that Underwood is committing to Michigan because of Sharon Moore, right? Like, I think he's committing because of Michigan. So would it be crazy that they would be able to keep him? No, I would imagine he's going to end up staying.
That sounds about right. I guess it matters, though, who the coach is, but we shall see. This comment coming in from Rick. Prabula is okay. He's just got a weak arm. I mean, here is the thing. We should take with a grain of salt this stuff. I mean, there was an injury we definitely knew about, and whether there was another one that we didn't know about with Bo Prabula, who knows? But in the end, it was not a smooth sailing season for him, of course. And so maybe you see what he can do in another year in a program, knowing that he is, in fact, going to be the starter if he stays. I mean, I don't know if it would be something that they tell him. I don't think it should be. He probably should still compete for the job, but another year within this maybe helps him out in that sense. I don't know. And maybe health, again, could be the key factor for him. I don't know.
Yeah, and I wonder, like, as much as I think that could have had an impact, if he had a hand injury, that was kind of the speculation, the scuttlebutt. I know that there were things happening with his game that I didn't love that weren't related to the hand, like more on the processing side of things, to where, like, whether he was hurt or not, he's got to improve in those areas. Now, maybe if he was compensating for a physical injury, did that bleed into his mental fortitude during certain moments? Perhaps. But he's got to take a leap. Like, he or Zollers would have to take a leap. And that would be, like, I won't say the danger in rolling into August with those two competing, but it would be the risk of it is that, hey, if neither of these guys ends up developing on the fly over the summer into the quarterback that you dreamt they could be, then you're looking at a situation where you could have another Mizzou football season at the end of which we go, oh, man, they could have done X, Y, and Z if only for the quarterback play.
So whether Mizzou decides to do that or not, we shall see. Still a few weeks from knowing for sure. Portal doesn't open for a couple more weeks. 875-KTGR if you want to join us. But let's bring in Gabe DeArmond of PowerMizzou.com, see if we can get him to hear us here real quick. And we'll see if we can check out his connection here in just a second. And maybe we'll go to the phone here if we need to. But as far as, the other positions, obviously Mizzou now looking at some things to look at as far as the offense in particular. We know for sure that Josh Manning is
Manning's
gone.
Manning's into the portal. You're going to have to figure out something from a receiver standpoint, I think, to replicate his production. That's really the first name that comes out where you're going to have to figure it out from a receiver standpoint because he was part of that starting lineup and somebody the Tigers were using.
All right, let's see if Gabe has got us now, and maybe we'll just have to try and get him on the phone
get
here.
Gabe on the phone line,
and we'll make sure to do that here in just a second. 875-KTGR if you want to call or text us with that. But I mean, defensively, we'll see what it looks like there, but they've got to keep the churn. They seem to have gotten the depth that they've needed each and every year.
Yeah, and I don't really have a lot of concern over whether Eli Drinkwitz will be able to reload in the portal when you think about the way that he was so successful in being able to do it this last time around. Some of the guys that came in, it might end up being one-year wonders for you because of the way that they performed, and now they're going to have NFL opportunities in front of them. We know Josiah Trotter not going to play in the bowl game due to an injury, but he's one of those guys that can certainly end up having the NFL come calling. So that's kind of what you're looking at from a portal standpoint to be able to ascertain whether or not you can reload at all those different position groups. But that really does seem to be a way that Eli Drinkwitz is comfortable with doing things. He's talked about production over potential. We've seen the number of ways that you can kind of get burned with the high school recruiting classes that guy comes in, maybe you flip him at the last minute, and he doesn't end up sticking around for the long haul because he doesn't play in year one. Those are the sorts of things that obviously are lessons learned, I think, over the course of time, but it's something that Eli Drinkwitz is now even more hyper aware of, I think, each year that it sort of happens there.
And James texting in said, remembered after the Kansas game, tell my sister how impressed he was with Purbuo's passes. I thought he was generally a runner. And that'll have to be the progression, like a full season of what we saw early on in the year of Bo Purbuo. Maybe it's better, but we shall see if it develops that way or if it's genuinely a competition.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
All right, so it looks like we have Gabe DeArmond of PowerMizzou.com on the phone with Gabe. Sorry about the technical difficulties there. Hope you can hear us now, but thanks for joining us either way. Seemed that as far as Eli Drinkwitz's comments on the roster retention process, how it's looking at this point, a lot to dissect from it, but what were your initial thoughts from what he said yesterday?
My initial thoughts are he said things can change, and as I just posted, Marquise Johnson's father just told me he's entering the transfer portal. Literally right before you guys called me.
Oh gosh.
30 seconds ago. So things have changed. Maybe not shocking. I think this is one that we thought was possibly coming. But look, that's how fast this changes in this day and age.
So, Gabe, now you've got a couple of starters at the wide receiver position in the portal. Eli Drinkwitz had a lot of thoughts on the Jamal Roberts situation yesterday. What did you make of that one, which was basically just a public plea to say, without third-party money, we could be replacing another meaningful player to our offense?
Yeah, look, Eli Drinkwitz does not say anything by accident and without a plan, right? So I thought that was pretty interesting. I've never seen that particular approach. But I have certainly heard some whispers that, Jamal is a kid that there is a possibility of losing. And so I actually kind of respect it. I mean, I said yesterday after Drinkwitz's press conference, like what I respect about him is he is upfront in how he handles this. And he says, look, there are problems, but it's our job to navigate the problems and figure out what's going on, and do our best to win football games despite what we think the problems might be. And so in this case, maybe he just thinks the best way is, hey, guys, we need somebody to maybe get this kid a little bit of money, which is a little bit amusing because like that's the way college football has always worked, right? Like,
right.
And college basketball, I know people who got calls from Missouri coaches in the past. Hey, this kid's got to pay his bills, man. Is there any way to do it? And it happens at every school in the country. It's just that now they can just do it at a microphone out in public.
Gabe DeArmond of PowerMizzou.com here on the Big Show KTGR. And I mean, a lot of what has changed, even just seemingly over the last few months or so, was a lot of what Eli Drinkwitz brought up. And as far as the current state of it, and him saying that there is so much new that is happening and they're doing stuff that is never done before in this sport, just how do you make of Mizzou's situation in this whole changing landscape right now as they try to, again, retain the roster and then do what they've usually done, re-up in the portal and usually get a lot of good things out of it?
Yeah, I mean, that's what they have to do, right? I went through it yesterday, and I mean, they have gotten so much more out of the portal than they've put in. You can count, there's probably 5 or 6 guys who have gone on to be Power 4 contributors once they transferred from Missouri. They've obviously gotten a whole lot more than that out of it, so they've won the portal, and that's all you can do. You're going to lose some, the portal. It cracks me up every year. And it's not just Missouri fans, but those are the ones I deal with. Any kid that enters the portal, college football's wrecked, this is horrible, then who can we get from that team? It's like I wrote today, it is a door. It has an entry and an exit.
There's no doubt about that. And then you mentioned the success in the portal. I guess the one position that we can't say that yet is the quarterback position, where they've taken big swings at times and haven't necessarily landed the answer at the position. It's anybody's guess right now, Gabe, because of the mutual option nature of the guys on the team that could leave. Mizzou maybe nudges them in that direction or would be upset if they were to go. How do you see the quarterback thing playing out this year?
I don't have a clue. It could go. I mean, I guess technically there's 4 options. Zollers and Perdue could both stay, right? And I think this really comes down to, and I've said a number of times, I don't see a situation where Missouri allows itself to get somewhere where Matt Zollers is leaving. I'm pretty confident Matt Zollers is going to be here next year. The question then is if Bo Perdue is coming back. And if he comes back, that tells me, logic tells me he's only coming back if he thinks he has a pretty good chance to be the starter. That's why Bo came here. He was behind a guy. He wasn't going to be the starter. He wanted to start. He got that shot last year. If he doesn't have some pretty good assurance or a pretty good feeling that he will be that next year, I think it's certainly very possible that he goes elsewhere. And frankly, from the Missouri side of things, I don't know, guys, you're counting on a big leap between this year and next year if you bring him back as your starting quarterback. I mean, I think it's fair to say anybody that watched this team, a leap is needed because the level of quarterback play Missouri got this year wasn't enough to get where they want to go. So I think I have information that they're at least looking in the portal, right? They're at least monitoring some guys. Now, that does not mean they'll take one. That does not mean they necessarily will be aggressive and go all in, but they know it's a possibility. I mean, I think it would be kind of difficult to keep both of these guys because, unless you've got to deal with Matt Zollers and he understands, hey, you should have redshirted this year. That wasn't able to happen. So the plan is for next year to be a red shirt. And then you have 3 years and you're the starter in 2027, and maybe they have that sort of agreement, but that's also a lot can change in a year, right? I mean, there's no guarantee that he ends up deciding that's what he wants to do. So quarterback by far is the most difficult thing to manage in the portal. But as I have said a number of times in the last 3 weeks, that's why Eli Drinkwitz makes $11 million and I don't.
It's a huge variable for whether or not the offense can take a leap. Obviously, one variable already changing is going to be the offensive coordinator after Kirby Moore takes the Washington State job. Thought it was a total cheap shot, Gabe. Eli Drinkwitz didn't like your list, but he did talk about the passing game.
He said it was a good list. But he said it wasn't his list.
Not his list. So there may be some crossover. We'll see what ends up happening. But what did you make of the emphasis that he placed on noting it very publicly that the passing game is really where he is going to look to improve with whatever hire he ends up making?
You think?
Yeah.
I mean, I've been saying for a month, this thing is broken. It needs to be completely rebuilt. And just the passing game, because obviously they ran the ball really well. So the main takeaway for me from what he said was I walked out of there thinking he is hiring a guy who has been an offensive coordinator and called plays before and almost certainly at the Power 4 level. I mean, that was the only way to take what he said to me. He said, this league does not allow for training wheels. You're not learning on the fly here, which is, kind of interesting because, he learned on the fly a little bit as a head coach and it worked. Kirby Moore had been an offensive coordinator, but I think maybe you would say he was learning on the fly a little bit here because he was 32 years old and this was his first Power 4 experience. So I think, you can never guarantee what you're hiring, right? Because the guys still have to say yes. But I think the clear goal is someone who has called plays for a Power 4 offense before.
So you're saying he saw the Chase Daniel comments on the board and needed to cut it off at the pass.
Yeah. Well, and it's, it's not just that. It's, like I've seen a lot of, what about the guy at North Texas? And what about the guy at San Jose State? And I had a couple mid-major guys on my list. And I just said, I don't know. I take his comments to mean those guys are not, if he gets to those guys, then this did not go as he planned. My favorite thing, anytime you make any sort of a list for coaches, assistant coaches, head coaches, whatever, you could name literally every coach except one in the country. And one of the first questions is going to be, well, what about that guy? Well, yeah, what about him? Put him on the list too. I'm just throwing out names, man.
Anyone can be on the list. Just keep on adding some more.
There's literally no qualification to be on Power Mizzou's list. Sure, I'll add him too.
Gabe DeArmond at PowerMizzou.com here on the Big Show KTGR. So obviously a lot of things still happening with football as they build the roster again and find a new offensive coordinator. On the basketball side, Gabe, what we know, it seems, about this Mizzou basketball team at this point is that when they go up against a team that's anything worth their salt, then they can't get the job done, at least for now so far this year. One more chance in non-conference play to maybe show that they can against Illinois, but just how have you made of Mizzou beating up on some mid-major teams, but when they go up against Notre Dame and Kansas, they can't necessarily get it done?
Yeah, outside of Minnesota, calling these teams mid-major teams, I think is too. These have been low-major teams. They played 9 quad 4 games in 12. So, and Minnesota is, I believe, was a quad 3 game as of right now. That could change, but that's where it is now. What I've made of it is, you're going to have to do something at some point, right? They got the bare minimum out of what they could have gotten out of the first 12 games of the schedule. And I think the one that, the 2 losses hurt in different ways. The Kansas loss, it's Kansas. Yes. Losing by 20 to Kansas is always going to make this fan base mad. I understand that. But I think that one was a little more understandable. Notre Dame is on the road, you're up 12 at half, or right before half. That should have been a win. And that one, the Kansas game hurt worse because it came right after that one. If you had beaten Notre Dame and then gone and lost to Kansas, even same score by 20 and you're 11-1, I think there's a different feeling about this team. But you've had one real test and you let's be honest, you failed that one. Not just didn't pass it, you failed it. And then the Notre Dame one was that was kind of more like a like a quiz or a midterm, and you didn't quite get that one done. So I understand the fans. I don't even know what the right word is. I guess skepticism about this team right now, because they could have played those other 10 games without Mark Mitchell and Anthony Robinson, and they probably should have still won almost all of them.
Gabe, what's new at Power Mizzou?
Well, I'm going to write a story about Marquise Johnson after I get off the phone here with you.
Sorry to keep you from it.
It's literally like we were just talking yesterday. Like, eventually we're going to get to a day where nothing happens, and I thought it was going to be today, and we made it till 4:30.
Well, hey, either way, you can get excellent Mizzou coverage over from Gabe and the team at PowerMizzou.com, on Twitter at PowerMizzou.com, and go and subscribe to 24/7 Sports to see their great content. Gabe, thanks for bearing with us. Thanks for coming on the big show. Hope you're well. We'll talk again soon.
Sounds good, guys. Thanks for having me.
You bet. It is 4:47 here on the big show, KTGR. He's like breaking news as he's talking to no one like him in the business.
I went to Power Mizzou's Twitter and retweeted, and it was 35 seconds ago is what it says. So that means it took me about probably 15 seconds to find the tweet. It was as he was sending it. That was gold, but not surprising. I think even within the last week, I was more outspoken than I even needed to be about I don't know about the whole Marquise Johnson thing. I think he had an Instagram post and the song title was Moving On. It was laying it on a little bit thick. And if you watched the body language at times this year too, and I get it, we all know the passing offense wasn't great, but I feel like he took it a little bit harder than most about feeling like he could contribute and then it not coming to fruition. I'm not super surprised to see that one.
875 KTGR if you want to call or text us. Onto the bus coming up next. Well, Tua, it was just going to happen eventually.
Yeah.
Right? That's next.
Now, your local sports center update on your total sports station, KTGR.
Is with Lee's Tire Company. If it's round and rubber, Lee's sells it. Go to leestirecompany.com. Again, breaking news, according to Gabe DeArmond at PowerMizzou.com. Marquise Johnson, wide receiver for Mizzou, entering the transfer portal and will not play in the Gator Bowl. That is now 3 wide receivers for Mizzou that are expected to enter the transfer portal when it opens on January 2nd. Joshua Manning and James Madison reportedly having plans as well to enter the transfer portal. Mizzou preparing for the Gator Bowl, which will be next Saturday, December 27th in Jacksonville. They'll take on number 19 Virginia. Kickoff set for 6:30 that evening. Chiefs head athletic trainer Rick Burhalter said today that quarterback Patrick Mahomes is expected to have about a 9-month timeline for his rehab process from an ACL tear. He had surgery on that earlier this week. Mahomes was injured in the Chiefs' most recent loss to the Chargers. That loss eliminated them from playoff contention. They will take on the Titans for their next regular season game on Sunday. Your ABC 17 Storm Track forecast is with Kretsch's Custom Exteriors. Get your very own custom P platform, mowing services, or perfectly landscaped backyard today. Kretsch'sCustomExteriors.com.
I'm tracking mild temperatures tonight in the 40s, possibly 50s, all the way through tomorrow with a quick round of rain in the early morning. Showers first start up before sunrise, but rain will end for everyone before mid-morning. We're expecting up to a 1/4 inch of rain, a bit cooler temperatures to end the week, but we should bounce between the 40s and 50s all the way up to Christmas. I'm meteorologist Nate Splater, and that's your ABC 17 Storm Track forecast on your total sports station, KTGR.
I'm Diane Slater. I'm with the Missouri Pork Association based in Columbia, and we represent all of Missouri's pig farmers around the state. And we really feel it is important to support our local food banks because we are raising food for not just Missouri, but for the world. But when it comes down to supporting our local communities, that's where they really need help, not just urban, but rural as well. There are a lot of families out there who need the help, especially during the holiday season. And everyone wants to have a great holiday dinner, and that goes for those in need as well. So we really feel it is important for everyone to support the food bank for Central and Northeast Missouri. They do great work, and they can only do that from the support of others. So if you can afford to donate a can or a monetary donation, 2 cans, whatever you can provide is going to go to needy families out there in Missouri. Whether it's 1 can or $1, we just ask that you donate.
You're a basher, a smasher, a smusher, a squisher, a stomper, a swatter, a bug hunting mister. But who should you call? The most famous pest guy of all. Oh, yeah, that guy. Steven, the red-trucked pest guy, the one that everybody knows. He gets a ton of phone calls when colonies of termites grow. All of the nasty insects used to laugh and walk right in. They never knew Steve's team was the best at killing all their friends. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Steven, with your truck so bright, help me tell these bugs goodnight. Then all the humans called him, and they shouted out with glee, all of our pests are gone now. It was guaranteed by Steve's.
Well, the holidays are going to be here before you know it, and so will the family visits, the gatherings, and all the stress that comes with them. If your to-do list around the house still hasn't been touched, call Bax Homeworks. Their handyman service can take care of those little fixes, updates, and projects you've been putting off. Don't worry, you're not the only one. But that way, you can focus on what really matters. Relieve the stress now. Visit BaxHomeworks.com or find them on Facebook. Bax Homeworks. Getting your to-do list done.
Hi, I'm Tristan Colon, Mizzou grad and 6-year NFL veteran.
I'm Charlie Stickland.
And I'm Sarah Stickland McDonald of the Stickland & Stickland Injury Law Firm.
In football, home field advantage can make all the difference.
The same is true when choosing your injury lawyer.
We're locals. We know the courts, we know the towns, we know the people.
Just as I protect my team on the field,
Our family will protect your family.
When sorry just doesn't cut it.
Push back with Stickland & Stickland.
We're moving faster and faster these days with limited time to make an impact on potential customers. Hi, this is Jimmy at Pro Design. For nearly 2 decades, we've worked with companies to build strong brands. At Pro Designs, our team can create a vehicle wrap to drive market share, growth, and profits. Connect with your customers on the go, on the road, and on the job site.
Visit us on the web at PRODEZIGNS.com.
Come see them at their locations in Eldon or Columbia off Rangeline Street and I-70.
Pro Designs, but better than a billboard.
Donate now to the Commerce Bank 1-for-1 Holiday Food Drive. Call the Missouri Pork Association phone bank at 573-474-1020 or donate online with a KTGR app. They can't shoot it straight on the golf course, but they can shoot straight on the biggest sports stories in mid-Missouri. Back to Andy and Brendan on The Big Show on KTGR.
It's time to go under the bus on The Big Show.
Tua benched. Quinn Ewers, the starting quarterback for the Miami Dolphins. Now, at least for the next 3 games, it would seem. I mean,
AFC East has Brady Cook and Quinn Ewers making up for half of the starters in the division this weekend. You know, it's just all the greats. Drake May running for the MVP. You got Josh Allen. I think he's 3rd on the MVP odds.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the other all-time great players, Brady Cook and Quinn Ewers.
Yeah,
crazy,
Josh
man.
Allen slacking there. Only 3rd? Man, yeah, gosh.
Well, Drake May's number 2. Stafford's number 1 as of right now.
So, yeah, we shall see. But
the Tua era is done, though. That's it.
You think so? That's it?
Yeah, dude.
I mean, there could be the air of like, well, season's over anyway. Let's just, pack it in. Or,
I think it's done. They do owe him a bunch of money next year, though.
Yeah. That's why I'm not quite sure yet, but
if
it hasn't looked good.
Mike McDaniel, is he going to get fired? Like, they're 6-8. They did make a little bit of a mini comeback. If he doesn't get fired, I think you have to give him a new quarterback to give him a real chance.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Under the bus.
Also under the bus to Jonathan Gannon. Apparently he's blaming the NFL rules on tackling in practice. Now you can't tackle in practice, and it's why his team can't tackle.
Oh.
So everyone else is playing under the same rules
Right.
that can tackle.
They're probably all cheating. That's why.
Right, exactly. Someone's got to investigate that. Jonathan Gannon's going to get to the bottom of it, people.
The bus.
Come on. He's got to be gone, too. I don't think he will be, though.
He's funny. I hope he stays. He's funny.
It's time for the sweetest thing in sports on The Big Show.
More All-Americans to talk about. 2 Mizzou volleyball players named to the AVCA Coaches All-American list. Maya Sands, senior libero, third-team All-American. Kaylin Alexander, honorable mention All-American at the outside hitter spots. Congrats to both of them. And, Ahmad Hardy also named as a first-team All-American by the Sporting News.
Is that 4?
That's 4 now that he's gotten.
4 in a row for Hardy.
Already a consensus All-American. And so it's like he's just racking it up. He's piling on. Good for him.
It's funny how he was reacting to that, too, where he said, I don't know, they told me it's good, so I'm excited. He's like, I don't know, I'm going to go ride my horse some more. Like, I'm cool. It's all good, everybody.
I love that so much, man.
They ain't hit me up. I'm a tiger. Right. They ain't hit me up.
That's right, man. We're going to drop that next. Turn that into a drop.
Pretty good.
Up next, Kelce.
Bye.
Yeah, it seems like that after how he referred to his team that he is still on his podcast the other day. 5:05, we'll discuss that. And your ideal NFL playoff scenario. We'll discuss those at 5:25.
It's the KTGR 1-for-1 holiday food drive.
I'm guessing you know what you're doing for food for the bowl game, right? For Mizzou and Virginia, you're already planning. You're going to smoke a turkey. You're going to smoke a ham. You're going to do wings and all the food for the watch party, for the Chiefs on Christmas Day, for the Tigers coming up here on Monday, the bragging rights game. There's a lot of families that they don't know what they're going to cook because they don't have anything. They don't know what they're doing for dinner tonight. There's a dad at a stoplight like you right now bawling his eyes out because he's busting his ass and doesn't know where to get enough money to buy food. He's struggling. He just found out that the job's going to be laid off, or they're still trying to rebuild after the government shutdown. The Food Bank for Central and Northeast Missouri is here to help you. If you are in need and are struggling, reach out, sharefoodbringhope.org, and donate right now. Call us. Pick up that phone, 474-1020, the Mo Pork Phone Bank. Would love to help you. We're in live, the Commerce Bank 1-for-1 Holiday Food Drive on KTGR.
Leland, I think Mom's been hitting the candy canes again. Yep, she said if you come into Betts Jewelers and say you heard this out on the radio, you get $100 off. $100, no minimum. No catch, any jewelry in stock. So earrings under $100? Free. Should I tell Dad or should you? Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas from Betts Jewelers. Beautiful moments begin at Betts. Begin at Betts.
Hit a deer, win a cow. Hit a deer, win a cow. Hit a deer, win a cow. FPP, Easy's 1, 2, 3. FPP, Easy's 1, 2, 3. FPP, Easy's 1, 2, 3. Award-winning auto collision repair. Don't wait, we're great. We work with all insurance companies. We work with all insurance companies. Yes, we work with your insurance company. New Bloomfield, Missouri. FPPBodyShop.com. 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 Fletcher Performance and Paint.
KTGR AM Columbia. KTGR FM Fulton, Columbia. K286CL Columbia. Mid-Missouri's total sports station. KTGR. Sports Center.
I'm Christine Lisi. The Dolphins have benched quarterback Tua Tagovailoa and will start rookie Quinn Ewers Sunday against the Bengals. 2025 has been a nightmare for Miami and Tua, and looking around the AFC, the Dolphins have no choice but to move on from him, believes our Harry Douglas.
He hasn't lived up to the way that he's supposed to play within the confines of this offense. When I look at a Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, I look at Justin Herbert, C.J. Stroud, those guys, if the play in structure breaks down, I have faith that those guys can make an offensive coordinator right, or they can make great defensive play call wrong. I don't feel that way about Tua.
Zach Wilson's the backup this week with Tagovailoa, the emergency QB. Tua's cap hit for 2026 is $56 million. Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes has begun rehab following surgery to repair 2 torn ligaments in his left knee. Team's optimistic he could be back early next season. Rams receiver Puka Nacua on a live stream last night said NFL referees are the worst and some make calls just to get shown on TV during games.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Keep your career moving forward with growth opportunities, great pay and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces. Go to careers.progressive.com and apply today.
From Faroe.
15 to the 10, to the house.
Bush.
Back to the wall, and it's got her.
And Arrowhead.
Touchdown! Kansas City.
To your speakers.
This is the big show, baby.
Get fresh takes on the biggest sports stories in mid-Missouri. Right now, this is The Big Show with Andy and Brendan on KTGR.
So we're going to talk about what Travis Kelce decided to use as his wordage when referring to his team on his podcast at 5:05 and what it could mean for his future. Call or text us with what you think, 875-KTGR. You can also text in what you think Mizzou needs out of the transfer portal this year. And also, since the Chiefs aren't in the playoffs, what ideal NFL playoff scenario would you want to see? We'll talk about that at 5:25. We'll get more updates as well from Cosmo at the Commerce Bank 1-for-1 holiday food drive. Get all the details during our final hour right now at ktgr.com. Hope you can help out the food bank for Central and Northeast Missouri. But first, it's 5 o'clock.
It's time for the Top 5 at 5 on The Big Show. Number 1.
If you want to trade away for curtain number 1, you can have curtain 1.
Patrick Mahomes has already had the ACL surgery, also damage to the LCL that was repaired. Team spoke out. They had the head trainer talk to the media and basically said the recovery timeline around 9 months, give or take a month in either direction on the Mahomes return to play. I mean, you go January 1st to the end of September, that would be 9 months. We're mid-December right now. He's going to be cutting it close for the start of next season to be ready for week 1, usually early to mid-September. I just have a feeling that one way or another, Mahomes is a freak of nature. He's going to be back in time. That's my take.
Number 2.
Number 2, your timing is impeccable.
As for his teammate, Travis Kelce, yeah, say no more, man. You're not going to be there with him when Mahomes returns. We already know. On the New Heights podcast, prominent Chiefs tight end spoke about Mahomes' recovery and said, quote, he's going to make sure he comes back stronger than ever. Hopefully the Chiefs can get him back as soon as possible. The Chiefs? Why don't you just say we? You could have said we.
Number 3.
The Cardinals finally announced the Dustin May deal. It's official now. Jeff Passan reported the financials of the contract, $12.5 million for the 1-year deal. There's also a mutual option for the next year in 2027. I think it's a great signing by the Cardinals. Take a chance on a guy that, hey, worst comes to worst. If he doesn't pitch well, didn't cost you that much. And if he pitches well and your team's not doing very good, you can trade him like the Royals did with Aroldis Chapman, getting Cole Reagans back. I think it's a great deal. Matt Koperniak designated for assignment. That is the corresponding 40-man roster move.
Number 4.
Oh, shanked it.
Fourth publication naming Ahmad Hardy a first-team All-American. The Sporting News providing that distinction to Hardy. That's great news. In lesser Mizzou news, Marquise Johnson is going to enter the transfer portal per Gabe DeArmond of Power Mizzou. Yeah, that one's not a surprise. His body language on the field at times toward the tail end of this season just kind of told you that maybe he was a little disgruntled. And frankly, that's not really what I want from my team anyway. So I think Mizzou is, you're going to have to replace his production, Josh Manning's production. But that's just all part of the deal in college football now. It's a free agency every year system. Drink will find some receivers. It's okay.
Number 5.
What is the 5 fingers? Say to the face.
We'll talk your ideal playoff scenarios for the NFL at 5:25. Huge game this weekend between the Bears and Packers on Saturday. Luther Burden missed practice. Hopefully he plays.
That's the Big Show's Top 5 at 5 on KTGR.
You can call or text us at 875-KTGR. Yeah, another day missed practice.
Yeah, I saw in the injury report he was out of practice again today. They play Saturday, so this is really like a more meaningful practice to have missed. This is like the Thursday practice, kind of, sort of, and they'll practice tomorrow, I assume, in one more capacity. That's like the full Friday version on Thursday. If he's not at least limited in that one, I don't think he'll play. The reason it matters is he was honestly kind of operating as the lead receiver in that game against the Cleveland Browns. I know DJ Moore had 2 touchdowns in that game, but Luther Burden before his injury was playing quite a bit. 6 catches, 84 yards. He was fantastic and has just been getting more and more work every week. So I'm hoping to be able to watch him on Saturday night if he can get healthy. And Brady Cook officially starting for the Jets again on Sunday, taking on the Saints. They trotted him out for the Zoom press conference, it looked like today, or maybe it was a real press conference that they also put on video, but answering questions from the New York media, Brady Cook. Like, it's kind of crazy.
How quickly that's turned. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you know? That's would not have predicted that even 2 years ago that we'd be talking about Brady Cook in that sense. But here we are. And yeah, we'll talk about what we would like to see for the remainder of the NFL regular season so that we get the ideal playoff scenario. 573-875-KTGR if you want to call or text us. Okay, so Brendan, when we were in school, they would tell us, like, in the media business, right? They're just trying to learn this and everything. In college, we both did the student radio station together. Right. One of the things we would say around the station, don't say we. We're not on the team.
We're not on the team, so we don't say we.
We don't say we.
Because we aren't actually on the team. But would you argue that if you are somebody on the team happening to do media,
right,
you can still say we.
Because you're on the team.
You're literally, you play for the team.
You're on the team.
That would be okay.
So that'd be all right.
Yeah.
So Travis Kelce has a podcast, as you might know. And usually he'll refer to his team and he'll say we. Because he's on the team.
He's on the team. He plays for the Chiefs.
Well, he was, talking about Patrick Mahomes' injury with his brother Jason in their latest podcast on New Heights. And here is how Travis Kelce referred to the team that he is currently on, currently employs him and pays him money. Here's how he referred to them.
He's a fearless warrior when it comes to this football thing, and he's going to make sure that he comes back stronger than ever. And hopefully the Chiefs can get him back as soon as possible. I know right now it's kind of right around that week 1 or the beginning of the season next year. So I know he's going to be doing everything he can to get back out on that field for the Chiefs as soon as possible.
Oh,
he did it twice.
The second one was worse. I hadn't seen the second part.
It was almost like he hesitated to make sure that he said the Chiefs.
He didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
Like, nobody would have faulted him if he had said we.
Yeah.
And then later decides to retire. Nobody would have faulted him for that.
No. And there's also this is also kind of added into the fact that he blew off reporters, I think, after the game on Sunday.
Oh, boy. It's so over.
And
it's over.
Like, through all of that, which I know Mad Dog Russo went off on him.
Oh, did he really?
Went off on, like, podcasts and stuff like that. It's
just
almost
because
like
you're dating Taylor Swift doesn't mean you can decide to blow off reporters at the end of the game. Was it kind of like that? Was it similar to that? He kind of sounds like that, though.
I was not ready for Brendan to go into that.
I don't know what came over me.
That was actually really good.
I don't know what came over me.
I'm not going to follow it. Like, sometimes I try to do the voice, but
No,
I'm not
you
going
take
to
your
follow
shot,
it with
but
that.
you-
No, I don't want to. That's it right there. That's Brendan as Mad Dog, which I thought was really
boy.
good. That was well done.
Ugh.
I was not ready for that at all. It's like at some point you need to devise a bit of you as Mad Dog Russo complaining about air travel, and then we have the cake.
Oh man,
then
that was a good.
Then we have gold content.
That was a good one from him.
And it's not his only rant about air travel.
No.
Like, he was talking about Dave Pash, and like but he's done that before. He's talked about, like, sending his kids places, trying to be at their graduations and other events and stuff like that.
He's funny. He just yells. I mean, that's all I did.
He yells about airlines. That's all. That's one of the best things he does. But yeah, anyway, like, it is kind of a mask, though. Like, a guy like Kelce can just very easily blow off reporters and then say what he wants to say in his own context in the confines of his own podcast.
Yeah, it's the podcast
And,
world
like,
that changes things, doesn't
that's
it?
what this is.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if that is what he was trying to devise with this. Maybe we're reading too much into it.
No, I think that's a product of the way that it works, though, when you have the platform that he has now. And look, I'm sure if that happens multiple times, the league isn't happy because the NFL, like contractually, these players have an obligation to speak with reporters and certain media outlets, and that's all part of the song and dance. But I don't know, if you've only got a couple games left in your career and you don't really care about the repercussions of that. I'm just saying he's so gone. Like, he's not coming back. I can't believe how disjointed the second Chiefs sounded, because it sounded like he was reframing the sentence in his head on the fly, because you're right, he almost sort of stumbled over his normal intonation that he would have said that sentence with.
Yeah. Here it is again. It just did go through the difference of like, and we're like sound dissectors now.
Yeah.
But here is the clip again. He says it twice, and see how different it sounds each time.
He's a fearless warrior when it comes to this football thing, and he's going to make sure that he comes back stronger than ever. And you know, hopefully the Chiefs can get him back as soon as possible. I know right now it's kind of right around that week 1 or the beginning of the season next year. So I know he's going to be doing everything he can to get back out on that field for the Chiefs as soon as possible, man.
I mean, it's
like he thought,
it's like the first one had longer pause.
There was a big pause each time. The second time it was like he was aiming for get back out on the field for us. And then he kind of went longer and was like, for our team.
Yeah.
And then he went even longer and went for the Chiefs. 2 times the Chiefs. He's done. And like, that's fine. He can be done. It's disappointing, but like that confirms it for me. Are we dissecting audio too much with the Travis Kelce podcast? Yeah.
Yeah.
But do I buy it? Yeah. I think it sounded really clunky the way he said that. And I think there's a reason for that. Now, the other side of it could be, you could say, he's going to marry Taylor Swift, who probably knows as well as anyone. You make one misstep or you say something, it's going to be misconstrued. It's going to be hyper analyzed. And so you try to be careful in the public eye not to do that. She's got like a million songs about that exact topic.
Yeah.
And so you could understand where he might say, if I say people are going to read into that and I just don't want it. But doing the opposite, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. And I think the clunky way he went through that tells me there's some smoke to this fire here.
But I don't know if he gets a whole lot of flack for this if he just says we.
No, I think people will take that and say it means he's coming back. They would try to grab onto it in the opposite direction.
I guess. But folks who maybe, because I don't listen to his podcast all the time.
No,
maybe it's a different way that he has referred to. Maybe he does this every single podcast.
It sounded weird, though.
Yeah, the way that he was teeing it up didn't sound like a fully cohesive language thought. So, like, that's why we're all reading into it, and how the fact that you know that he's on the back nine of his career anyway, and the fact that I find it hard to fathom, because last year he said that was unfinished business. Now I got to come back.
Yeah, but you can't have unfinished business forever. What if you guys just suck now? Like, what are you going to do?
And so, but maybe do they believe that, or do they think that it's a blip on the radar? Because if everybody else in the room thinks so, then I don't know why Travis Kelce wouldn't.
I think they thought it would not be this damn difficult. I think they thought after the Super Bowl, we can Chiefs this. We can do what we always do.
Rub some Chiefs on it.
We can sprinkle our Chief dust all over, and we're going to be right back there. And it wasn't as easy as I thought it would be. And frankly, I don't know if they worked any harder this year than they did in past years. Like, I thought they would work harder and be crisper and be more attention to the details because of the failure in the Super Bowl. And I think they all thought they were going to do that, and they all said they were going to do that. And then it's like, it happens. Sometimes you can only sustain it for so long. That's not only a sometimes thing, that's just sports. Like, it can't last forever. And I think they thought, and Kelce thought, honey, real quick, I'm just going to go. I didn't like the way that ended. Bad taste in my mouth. I'm going to go win a Super Bowl real quick. Just give me a minute. and then we'll go live our lives together.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen that way.
No.
He's getting married this summer. It's over. I mean, it's over for Kelce's.
Probably, yeah.
What percentage would you put it at?
Oh, 85.
I am 100%.
87.
I am 100. 87. What do you say? It's more than 6'7"?
No.
Oh, come on. That's pretty good. 6'7". I saw there was another LSU women's basketball. They were beating somebody 65-20, and then they scored 2 more points, and then all the players started doing the 6'7". It's so good. Every time I see it, I smile because I know that you're frowning.
I worry for our youth.
Oh,
I really worry for our youth.
Our youth will be fine.
875 KTGR. Is Travis Kelce done? Is that and did this podcast essentially push you further towards him being done? I think it did for me
it
too.
did. I would have been like 90% sure. Now I'm 100.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's and look, even without this, it's still pretty likely that he calls it quits. And I don't know if the Chiefs were going to try and convince. That's the other thing. Do the Chiefs do any kind of convincing with him?
No.
You
what
don't
can
think
you
so?
do? Why would you try to pull a guy back out of it when you know it's going to be a tough road to hoe? You can't. This was going to be like he thought the one shot, the one last ride would go better than this. And that was, you can't come in every year and go, I got some unfinished business. We went 7-10, and I'm really wanting to, finish this business. No, man, it's just you tried, and there was no storybook ending this time for Travis Kelce. That's just the way it goes.
And so, get ready for starting tight end Noah Gray, I suppose, next year.
I don't know what you do.
Right?
I mean, they probably draft somebody, but it's hard to just draft a starting tight end. That's a position that a lot of times takes a little time to really, unless you're spending up on a premium pick.
And they should not.
No,
they should not spend their first round pick on a tight end. I saw a mock
You paid
draft
Noah
with
Gray.
it the other way. You don't do it.
You paid Noah Gray. Let's see what he is.
Yeah.
Let's let him be the main, and he won't be Travis Kelce, but you got bigger fish to fry at other spots on the roster. You really do.
And I mean, they went into the draft not too long ago for Jared Wiley also. And so you have to account for that and see whether he can be the ancillary piece to it. Because I think you still need 2 tight ends in this day and age in football at most levels. But the question is, do you have the primary pass catcher? Because that's still pretty vital in most NFL offenses to get that going every year. And can Noah Gray be that? Because he's been a little bit of both.
Yeah.
The blocker and the pass catcher.
I'm not going to be able to tell you how good he's been. He's been fine, I guess.
He's under contract through 2027. He's due to make $7 million next year and the year after.
And that's nothing crazy, but it might be your answer for next year at the position. And look, Kelce's making a bunch of money, so he retires. You at least free up some capital that way. But yeah, I don't think you can afford to spend a premium pick on tight end. I still think you need to do it for running back more than you do tight end. Unless there's a prospect, I don't know off the top of my head. This past year, it was like Tyler Warren and Colson Loveland are really good prospects, and so they ended up being top 15 picks or whatever they were. And I think both of them are going to pan out to be pretty good players, honestly. But I don't know if there's a Tyler Warren in this draft class. I have off the top of my head. Is Stowers coming out? He would be an interesting
Stowers
guy.
Could be interesting. I saw a service, maybe even list him. Could they move him to fullback if their team is saying they want a fullback in there? He could be a versatile guy.
Yeah, like a Kyle Juszczyk almost.
Yeah,
type
a
of
little
player.
bit. I would want to see him more in that tight end spot. But either way, I think there's
the Oregon kid is being rated pretty high. Kenyon Sadiq. He's rated as number 8 on ESPN. I'm just looking at this real quick.
It's just that most every year there is 3, maybe 4 that are like, okay, if you have a chance to take them, it's probably worth it. Gives you a lot of upside offensively. But then there's usually a big drop-off. And
I'm seeing the Oregon guy, Joe Royer, Jack Endries from Texas. For better or worse, Eli Stowers is not listed here. Now, I don't know if he's got another year left and would have to make a decision or what the case is there. I would think he's a highly rated player. I mean, he's a really good player.
You would have to.
I don't know. ESPN. Yeah, I guess he's got one more year of eligibility of college if he should decide to use it. So maybe that's why.
Wouldn't mind it because Diego Pavia is going to play forever. He'll probably just play with his buddy again.
Pavia's done. I wonder if Pavia gets an NFL chance or if part of the off the field circus is going to hurt him.
It could.
Because, he's a good player, great college player, probably borderline NFL prospect. And a lot of times we see it with that caliber of player. If you have a circus around you in your borderline, it doesn't end up.
It is very similar to, and maybe this is unfair, but it's kind of like Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, but he was a first-round pick, wasn't he? He ended up getting drafted very
he was
highly.
more talented than Pavia. I think they had similar success with their teams. Pavia obviously fell just short of the Heisman. Manziel got it that one year, but both their teams were just on the outside looking into playing for something meaningful. I just think, with him, you're talking about him falling to the undrafted category, and maybe you make a shot. Look, he just rest up for 2028 Olympics.
Pavia? To be on the
flag football team.
Flag team?
Yeah, man.
I don't know. I do think that the fact that Johnny Manziel is in Pavia's inner circle and that's well known, I think that works against Diego Pavia because it's okay, we know who your influence is, and Johnny has probably toned it down a little bit since his playing days, but it's very widely talked about now that how much he didn't look at the playbook and how much he didn't care and that's your number one guy. If I'm an NFL team, I don't think I'm getting involved in
I don't think so.
The Pavia of it all. So we'll see what Eli Stowers does. Hey, maybe Eli Stowers isn't a first-round pick and the Chiefs can draft him in the 4th round. I don't know. We'll see. They'll probably draft somebody at tight end if Kelce retires. I just don't think it'll be, or that it can afford to be an early pick based on the needs that they'll have.
No, I wouldn't mind if they went offensive line again. I wouldn't, but I really think they need to go D-line, and then maybe at the running back spot. But even I think you can live with waiting till 2nd, 3rd, 4th at running back. They waited a lot later, obviously.
Can't go 7th again.
Can't do that.
Could you see the Chiefs, talking about a day 3 pick, drafting a quarterback?
Yeah.
I don't think they would do it on anything greater than a day 3. And if they spent a day 2 pick on it, I think that would be very notable.
I'm trying to see the last time they drafted a quarterback and whether it was Mahomes that was the guy, but I want to say they maybe drafted one.
I think they might
since then.
And it's one of those where if you think there's a great player at a value, you do it, not as a commentary on Mahomes. I'm sure he will be back and it'll be fine.
I'm not seeing one. They haven't drafted a
never
QB
have.
Since Mahomes. They've obviously signed guys undrafted, but no quarterbacks drafted since they took Mahomes.
And maybe Gardner Minshew has something to say about that, right? How does he perform down the stretch? But if you draft somebody with a 5th or a 6th round pick and say, hey, we hope to be able to have him be trained up to be the backup after a year. He can be the QB3 for a year. But it's not time yet to start thinking about life after Mahomes. But I also don't think that injuries can happen. And I don't know. I would wonder if they would ever decide to take a swing on prioritizing the backup that they develop rather than continuing to, they kind of bring in a different mercenary every year, which is largely fine. This is the first time that Mahomes is going to miss extended time.
Which is why you do need to think long and hard about Minshew, and that's why these 3 games for him,
they do matter.
They will be key.
Yeah.
As to whether or not you bring him back next year, because you do need a solid backup and not someone that you're relying on for the first time.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Jody is here on the KTGR hotline to talk some Chiefs with us. Jody, what you got for us?
Hey there. I think that Travis Kelce is not only going to play next year, he's going to play 2 more seasons. If he was going to retire, he would just announce it right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I don't think so.
He would want to. Thanks for the call, Jody. I think he's wanting still to finish out the season and maybe think about it. But
actively on the roster right now, so I don't think he would announce it today. They're playing Sunday.
Right.
He's going to be in the lineup.
That becomes the distraction everywhere, and I don't think it should be. Like, you want the rest of the team, whoever will be out there, to not just to be playing at their best and not have anything else be overseeding it. So
He's still in good health. He's too competitive to just go out like that.
I thought so too, Jody. I really thought so too, but I saw very bad body language at the end of the Texans game, and we'll see what he ultimately decides. But like that moment, the fact that, look, again, with the way that he's been playing and some key mistakes, like it just hasn't all materialized this year, and I don't see it materializing again when he's going to be, 37?
Yeah, what is his age? Like, we always talk about him as this old guy.
Like, I understand that the
37 in October, so early next season.
So next year he's going to turn 37, and so I just don't see how it gets that much better based off of all of that. And I don't see an appetite for the Chiefs all of a sudden to clamor to keep him and pay him twice as much than they would be just paying Noah Gray. And so that's kind of the whole deal with
I would be surprised. Like, I hear you, Jody. I would be surprised if he's coming back for 2 more years. Like, he's got so many other opportunities, and that's getting up there for a tight end. I mean, it's not to say it hasn't been done before, but that'd be getting up there, 37, 38 years old.
That's for sure. 875 KTGR. Give us your thoughts on Travis Kelce and the words he decided to use to describe his own team here on the Big Show, KTGR and the KTGR app. Since the Chiefs won't be in the playoffs, who do you want to see in them? And how would you like to see them situated for their path potentially to a Super Bowl? We'll get to that next after our Commerce Bank 1-for-1 holiday food drive update from Cosmo here on the Big Show.
Breaking down the Tigers, Cardinals, Chiefs, and more like no one else. The Big Show continues next on KTGR.
Hi, everyone. Andy Humphrey here for Advanced Tree Solutions. It is important this winter to take care of your trees. Even though they're going to go dormant, they're going to lose their leaves, they're going to look pretty bare, it is still important to take care of them with tree pruning this winter. Eric and his team at Advanced Tree Solutions, they are the tree experts in mid-Missouri, and they know exactly what your trees need. So give them a call, let them inspect your yard, what your trees have going on. They'll identify any safety issues and make sure they give you a fair price so that those can be taken care of, because ultimately they care about your safety. They care about your tree's safety. So be sure to check them out. Go to advancedtreesolutionsllc.com and you'll experience the difference when you work with Eric and his team. They're licensed and insured. They serve Columbia, Jefferson City, and Fulton. So go and check them out. Get tree pruning scheduled today at advancedtreesolutionsllc.com. Give your trees the care they deserve with Advanced Tree Solutions, your tree's best friend.
It's the KTGR 1-for-1 holiday food drive.
Oh, yeah, we want you to be a part of this with us. Celebrate this. We are going to set a record, y'all. Get on this right now, the Commerce Bank 1-for-1 holiday food drive. We thought last year was unbelievable when we finished over. There's more money coming in. You hear the bell ringing on the old-time fire truck. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As more vehicles pulling up. That was a whole van full of basketball players. I think it's a middle school somewhere heading off to a game or something going on tonight. Thank you guys for your donations. Call in right now, the Missouri Pork Association phone bank, 573-474-1020. Get online, ktgr.com, or on our free app, and you can donate right there on the app. And a huge thanks to Commerce Bank, right? They are going to be matching whatever you give right now. So get on it, text it in, call it in, drive by in Jeff at Buckeye on Missouri Boulevard, come by the Columbia Mall, the grand total coming up here on KTGR.
Hey, y'all, it's Molly from Billiards. How in the heck are we already in December? What happened?
You're telling me I'm not ready to go back to work.
Santa, what have you been doing all year?
All kidding aside, I've been prepping for the big day.
At Billiards, we've been prepping too. Just this weekend, Tom cut 500 pounds of fries. That's enough to fill your sleigh, Santa.
Look on down for burgers and beer. Billiards on Broadway.
Molly, would you deliver to the North Pole?
Only if I can use your sleigh.
Wishing you a season filled with the air is merrier when you get spirits rising back, they're soaring. Here to keep your fire roaring.
Happy holidays from Shangri-La Dispensaries. Shangri-La Dispensaries is paradise found. ShangriLaDispensaries.com. So, Mr. Fancy Dancy Sports Car Dude, you say you were distracted by a raccoon feasting in the road? Okay. How about the fact that you were going way too fast when there's like 5 inches of snow on the ground? Nice ditch you got there, bro. Now you need a savior, a do-over. Find your phone and just Google I-70 Towing. They're Mid-Missouri's go-to crew for slide-offs. When your winter world seems to have been wrecked, call the team they hope you never have to meet. I70towing.com. A raccoon. Just ridiculous. Another winter inside, looking at the snow in your yard that you can't write your name in because you didn't order your new deck from Crutch's Custom Exteriors in time. Don't look ahead to spring cleaning. You're ready for spring peeing and April showers with Freedom Stream powers off your new Crutch's deck. They can build your pee platform in the winter so it's ready for you to splash your autograph in any springtime snow that's left. CrutchesCustomExteriors.com. True beauty is on the outside.
A North Pole wind, then a loud crack. Oh no, it's Santa. He threw out his back.
Santa's getting older. Yeah, but with the way elf wages are these days, he can't afford fancy jibs. So the big guy went to Play It Again Sports. They've got used treadmills, free weights, dumbbells, and benches. All at prices that Santa actually approves. Plus, no waiting for machines. Unless Rudolph's hogging the squat rack again.
Bro, I'm bulking.
Play It Again Sports. Think of them first, so you don't finish last.
Give today during the Commerce Bank 1-for-1 Holiday Food Drive. Donate online at ktgr.com thanks to Dunkel Distributing or text the word food to 573-875 KTGR. Tired of calling Andy and Brendan? So are their wives. Then shoot them a text right now. 573-875 KTGR and become part of the Big Show.
Give us your thoughts on Travis Kelce, 573-875-KTGR. He didn't say we.
That's the thought.
We don't say we, but he does say we.
He could. He could if he wanted to.
Yeah, and usually he has, but this time on his podcast, he didn't.
Wait, what if that's it? He just decided that now is a good time to increase his journalistic integrity, and he didn't want to say we because
go into media.
But somebody told him, and but somebody told him, hey, you really shouldn't say we, man. Like it's that journalism school thing. Yeah,
exactly. Well, I mean, his brother probably was in the ear of him saying, hey, this is how it.
That's all
goes.
it is.
That's what it is.
He's back for 2 more years.
Right.
Jody's right.
Jerry's saying, crazy thing is, he had almost 800 yards receiving, and he leads the team in touchdowns.
Yeah, he hasn't been
productive.
bad. He had a couple bad drops, costly drops that turned into interceptions, but
he had good games this year.
He did.
It's just that every year he seems to have 1 fewer or 2 fewer good games.
Yeah.
And so like that the Chiefs can't afford to have that anymore. I don't think at the tight end spot. They have to maybe realize somebody else's potential, and they definitely can't pay $20 million for it every year because they gotta figure out some other flexibility.
Right. It might not be the worst thing for him to retire, although he was productive. You're getting diminishing returns on that money. He's still making that kind of money. Shane said he's 85%. Hasn't seemed as connected this year, in Shane's opinion, which I think is
from the outside view. We think that is what it looks like.
Yeah.
But what do we know? Only he knows. We'll see what he decides. What do we want to see happen as far as the seeding in the NFL playoffs, since the Chiefs aren't going to be in it? What's your ideal scenario? Call or text us with it, 573-875-KTGR. Like, do you want to see all 4 division leaders at the moment in the AFC keep their spots?
I would rather see the Ravens than the Steelers, just because I think even though Lamar hasn't been good, there's more upside to the Ravens team than Pittsburgh. I don't think either of them can win a game, though. Like, I'll take the 5 seed over the 4 seed AFC North winner, regardless of the matchup.
But either way, Ravens-Bills is a lot more compelling than Steelers-Bills or Steelers-Chargers. Like, I know those were both rematches this year.
Yeah.
But, like, I would love to see Ravens-Bills again. That went down to the wire. Bills made the comeback at home, and it's like maybe Lamar feels ticked off for that and plays out of his mind again in the playoffs.
Well, and it could still be Ravens-Patriots because the Patriots and Ravens play, I think, this week. I think that's Sunday night.
Yeah.
Let's say the Ravens win that game, which they'll need to do to keep, the playoff hopes alive. Well, now the Patriots have picked up a fourth loss, and they're, tied with the Bills effectively. I don't know what the tiebreaker is.
That would be division, and so they beat each other,
That's what I'm
right?
saying. The Patriots could drop out of the divisional lead and would be that a high-end wild card team.
Still only one divisional loss for New England, so they would still, I think, have it.
Okay, so it's unlikely then for the Bills to pass the Patriots without New England losing twice.
Right. So we'll see, but I do want to see what Josh Allen does on the road.
I agree with that.
Right?
I want to see the Bills be a wild card team because I think there's still a path for them if that's the case. And I think the games are even more compelling if he has to go on the road to do it, potentially.
I want to see something like Jacksonville. Obviously, selfishly, I want to see the Texans pass them.
He's like, this whole segment can be done in 2 minutes.
Well,
Texans Super Bowl, done.
What else? Did anybody opposed to that? I just want to know. Like, anybody out there? Like,
I'm okay with it. I'm rooting for the Bills. Openly, I will be a Bills fan throughout the playoffs. I hope that they win it all, but the Texans would be another interesting outcome.
What I would like to see is Jacksonville dropping down to the wild card territory and matching up with New England.
I would enjoy that first round matchup. How would that happen though? I guess the Texans take the division and they would have a better record than the AFC North winners. So
right.
Yeah, that would push them up to.
Jacksonville would have to drop behind the Chargers and the Bills in that scenario, as well as the Texans, which could happen.
Yeah, it could happen.
So, like, I would love to see a quarterback like Trevor Lawrence, who it just seems that however many years he's been in the league, we never know what he's actually going to be.
Yeah.
He's had playoff chances before, but and look, mounted a furious comeback in that one game against the Chargers, but other than that, he's been a wide range of outcomes type of quarterback. And I want to see that against the up-and-comer.
I agree. That would be a preferred matchup. Like, I don't know. I think either way, like right now it's set up to be Jaguars-Bills. I think that would be really interesting too. You're still going to get some good, compelling matchups in the AFC. The NFC, can we just all agree NFC South doesn't deserve a team this year, and we'll put the Lions in instead?
Man.
The Buccaneers right now are currently listed above the Panthers. They're both 7-7. We thought the Buccaneers messed it up on Thursday, losing to the Falcons, and then the Panthers lost to the Saints. Does anybody want the NFC South? Anybody?
It was looking like Tampa Bay was going to run away with it again, and then all of a sudden they dropped back to the pack. I'm fascinated to see if Carolina gets in.
I'm not. I don't have any interest in watching them in the playoffs.
I would have all kinds of interest in it.
Really? It looks like they'd play the Seahawks as of now, or let's say the loser of Rams-Seahawks tomorrow night would likely be in that spot, although they'd have the same number of losses as the 49ers, and so maybe the Niners move up. I'm not sure what happens there. We've already seen Niners-Panthers. I don't need to see that again. That was an ugly game on a primetime window. I think that was Monday Night Football a few weeks ago.
Yeah. Look, it's what the NFC South has been for a while.
I know,
right?
But let's have Baker Mayfield. I prefer the Bucs. They'll give us a better game. Bucs Seahawks. Although I think we saw that game too, and it wasn't particularly compelling. So maybe I should take that
it's
back.
Like, is Baker who we thought he was at the start of the year anymore?
No, I mean he's banged up, dude. His left shoulder is shredded. He's not. I think that was the Seahawks game where he tried to throw a Hail Mary right before the half after he had already hurt the left shoulder, and he was crumpled to the ground, wincing in pain after the Hail Mary attempt. Here's the thing. I want the Lions to make the playoffs. I don't know who I want to miss Like, I don't want the Bears to miss. I don't want the Packers to miss, but I'm not going to get my way. You can't have all three. So something's got to give.
Give us your ideal scenario of what you want to see in the playoffs. 573-875-KTGR. Would you be cool with seeing Green Bay stay where they are as the 7?
That would mean go right now to Chicago, but that game they're playing Saturday night,
right?
So that's
they're playing
that
change. Game. So like it's in Chicago. If the Bears win that game,
can I say I decided my rooting interest? I want the Packers to miss
the playoffs entirely.
Mm-hmm. And here's how that happens.
Well, it can happen.
They lose to the Bears, and they still play the Ravens. Packers have 2 more games.
Green Bay, Bears, Ravens, at Vikings.
Yeah, so they would have to lose to the Ravens, and I want the Ravens to beat the Steelers out anyway. That's a Week 18 game. So give me the Ravens to run the table, knock the Patriots down a little bit. That might mean Josh Allen gets to play at home, but that's fine. I'm rooting for him anyway, so I don't need him to go on the road. What do I need to prove? I would say I'm rooting for the Bears to beat the Packers and then the Lions to beat the Bears, because if the Lions go 11-6, the Bears go 10-6-1, the Lions have the 7 seed, the Bears win the division, and with a loss to the Lions, the Bears probably won't be the 2 seed anymore. I would watch another Eagles-Lions game if it's the 2-7 and try to figure out, how do they respond after the Eagles defense really held down the Lions offense. And it would be another game. It would be in Philadelphia again. So I want the Lions to make it just because I like Dan Campbell. I like their team. I like their offense, and I want to see if they can figure it out. Now, they might just be a quick one and done because of that defense and the struggles on that side of the ball. But without Micah Parsons, I don't see the Packers as viable. So I would rather the Lions make it than them. That would be my rooting interest. Yeah.
Yeah. Micah Parsons would have a chance to be on a contending team, but now has to rehab, and it's all of a sudden the Packers become less intriguing. Yeah, you've kind of convinced me on that. I was kind of a Green Bay backer for a lot of this year because they made that move and how it made them look just immediately in their first game. So, yeah, we shall see what it looks like. But if you want to call or text in with the ideal playoff scenarios you want to see during this NFL postseason, 573-875-KTGR to call or text us. Okay, so we have, it looks like, a final total or preliminary final total. You can still donate. We're up until 6 o'clock, and you can even donate after that to our Commerce Bank 1-for-1 holiday food drive benefiting the food bank for Central and Northeast Missouri. We're going to hear from the Columbia Mall, everyone who's out there, and we'll hear what the preliminary total is. And hope you stay tuned for that and continue to donate at ktgr.com. We'll be back after this live local sports center.
Now, your local sports center update on your total sports station, KTGR.
Good afternoon. I'm Andy Humphrey. This sports center update is with Lee's Tire Company. If it's round and rubber, Lee's sells it. Go to leestirecompany.com. Last hour, Gabe DeArmond of PowerMizzou.com reported that Mizzou wide receiver Marquise Johnson plans to enter the transfer portal when it opens on January 2nd. Johnson is the third Mizzou wide receiver to have plans to enter the portal, joins Joshua Manning and James Madison II. Tigers are also losing Kevin Coleman III to graduation this year. It was his last year of eligibility. And so the only receiver on the roster left that made a start last year is true freshman Donovan Alubade. Tigers preparing for the Gator Bowl on Saturday, December 27th. Kickoff set for 6:30 in Jacksonville as the Tigers take on number 19, Virginia. Cardinals made the Dustin May signing official today. It's a 1-year contract with a mutual option for the 2027 season. He'll reportedly make around $12 million. The corresponding move, outfielder Matt Perniak has been designated for assignment. Your ABC 17 Storm Track forecast is with Kretsch's Custom Exteriors. Get your very own custom P platform, mowing services, or perfectly landscaped backyard today. Go to Kretsch'sCustomExteriors.com.
I'm tracking mild temperatures tonight in the 40s, possibly 50s, all the way through tomorrow with a quick round of rain in the early morning. Showers first start up before sunrise, but rain will end for everyone before mid-morning. We're expecting up to a quarter inch of rain, a bit cooler temperatures to end the week, but we should bounce between the 40s and 50s all the way up to Christmas. I'm meteorologist Nate Splater, and that's your ABC 17 Storm Track forecast on your total sports station, KTGR.
Midway Electric presents the High School Sports Power Play of the Week.
Here's Rowan, dribbles up top, crossover, and then a three ball for straight away. Missed that one short. Lewis the rebound, long outlet up the floor to Putnam, finds LeBoy, gives to Putnam, jams it down. It's all fun and games tonight for the Spartans.
That's the Power Play of the Week with Midway Electric, powered by people with pride. MidwayElectricInc.com.
Hi, everyone. Andy Humphrey here for Lee's Tire Company. It is getting to be holiday time, and that means slick roads a lot of the time. So make sure that your tires are in tip-top shape. If you need new ones, now's a great time to get some at Lee's Tire Company, because right now they're running a special where you can buy 2 tires and get 2 free on Mastercraft and other select brands. That's right. Buy 2 tires and get 2 free. That'll save you a ton of money if you need new tires, or you just want to switch them out for the winter time. You can do that too with Lee's Tire Company. They have an excellent service team at all 3 of their locations that can get your car serviced for these winter months. And of course, they are the tire pros in mid-Missouri. I've gotten my new tires from Lee's Tire Company. You should do so too, especially now. Buy 2 tires, get 2 free on Mastercraft and other select brands at Lee's Tire Company on the Business Loop in Columbia, or University Garage by the MU campus, or their location in Centralia. If it's round and rubber, Lee's sells it. Lee'sTireCompany.com.
Hunger touches more lives than you might think. In fact, 1 in 7 people in our area are facing it right now. And with food prices up more than 25% since 2019, the need keeps growing. That's why Commerce Bank is proud to support the 1-for-1 holiday food drive with the Food Bank for Central and Northeast Missouri. Last year, they helped over 176,000 people, and this year we can do even more. I'm Steve Sowers with Commerce Bank, and I invite you to join us. Every gift makes a difference. Visit sharefoodbringhope.org to give.
Hello, Columbia. It's John Price with Sports Information Traders. Thank you so much for listening to us last week right here on the station. We are back this week, Thursday night, 5:45, for the biggest, most money-making opportunity of the sports calendar year. It's our college football bowl program, and it starts right now. Go to our website, sportsinformationtraders.com. You'll see that the price is $299, but guess what? When you listen to our segment Thursday night at 5:45, I'm going to give you a promotional code that is going to knock that price down to only $99. So for under $100, you're going to be with us from now through the national championship. Go to sportsinformationtraders.com, and again, you'll see it, $299, but that's not your price if you listen to the promotion code that I'm giving Thursday night at 5:45. You can call us at 866-356-1232 or go to sportsinformationtraders.com.
Hi, we're Midway Electric. When winter hits, electrical issues can turn serious fast, at home or at your business. That's why you need a trusted local team that shows up, solves the problem, and stands behind the work. From whole home generators and security systems to everyday service and repairs, Midway Electric has you covered. And now through January, get $500 off a whole home generator installation to keep you powered up no matter the weather. Midway Electric, powered by people with pride. MidwayElectricInc.com.
Donate now to the Commerce Bank 1-for-1 Holiday Food Drive. Call the Missouri Pork Association phone bank at 573-474-1020 or donate online with a KTGR app. If it's Mizzou sports, it's happening here. Now, back to the big show on KTGR.
We're back here on the big show with Andy and Brendan, and we're coming up towards the end of our Commerce Bank 1-for-1 holiday food drive. I believe they're ready to announce a preliminary total for us for the Food Bank for Central and Northeast Missouri. So let's Send it out to the Columbia Mall right now.
It is the 19th annual 1-for-1 holiday food drive with the Food Bank for Central and Northeast Missouri. The 19th anniversary, 19 years that Mid-Missouri has come together and donated food and donated money. We've had another wonderful day today. We're here with Zimmer Communications and the Columbia Professional Firefighters and all the great volunteers from the Food Bank for Central and Northeast Missouri. And Danny Spry, we'll start with you as a representative of the firefighters. Year after year, we do this, and year after year, it's just so gratifying when we get to the end, isn't it?
Yes, it is. The men and women of the Columbia Professional Firefighters, the Columbia Fire Department, we're honored to be here because we've always viewed this as an emergency. We're always glad to help out with the food bank. We know there are people that are going without, and coming together with Zimmer Radio Group, the networks of Mid-Missouri, and the great community we have, it makes a difference every year. And this is what the season's all about, and this is what this event's all about. And can't thank the community enough. I'd like to thank our fire chief, Brian Schaefer, for letting us bring our apparatus here, our on-duty personnel coming in and checking on us, and, of course, you guys. It's been a wonderful day.
And we obviously want to thank the firefighters because they're always a big draw for this thing. And just some more quick thoughts here. Cosmo and Kat from Y107, your thoughts on the day. Another fun day, right?
Unbelievable. A lot of families, a lot of kids. I love watching parents showing their kids what it means to give, what the true meaning of the season is, and watching little kids bring a dollar bill and their eyes light up because they're putting it in the bucket that Santa Claus is holding. Like that's pretty cool stuff.
It really is. Kat, great day just to see everybody come together, right?
Yes, sir. Just knowing that there's people who aren't going to have to worry about where their next meal is coming from. Like I come from that place as a single mom years ago, and nobody should ever have to feel like that. So this Midmo coming together to make sure that nobody in our backyard is hungry, that's huge.
Days like today really make a difference, don't they?
Yes.
And we got Shags and Trevor from 96.7 KCMQ. Another great day, big man.
I mean, it always warms your heart. It puts a smile on my face. And I got to give a special shout out to the owner of the Dugout Bar for donating $1,000. So we will be shaving Trevor's beard.
There we go.
What's that?
Oh, it's a sports card. Getting Trevor's beard shaved is one of the side bets that's been going on here today, right?
Yes, it was. So $1,000 donation. So what was the owner's name? Chase. Thank you so much, Chase, for that $1,000 donation. We look forward to shaving Trevor's beard on the air.
That's great. And Peter's here from 93.9 The Eagle. Again, great day just to kind of see the community, right?
It was an honor to be a part of this and to support this community, making sure families have great food and also the generosity that you can only get in Mid-Missouri. It just was over the top. Thank you for your donations and keep on donating, please.
Yes, absolutely. Keep donating. Now to the main attraction, Lindsay Lopez, because we know how this works. There's going to be money coming in over the next few hours, the next couple of days. But until you give us a total, we can't sing "We Wish You a Merry Christmas." So we've got to do that much. But it's been a good day, right?
It's been just an amazing day. The generosity of this community is unbelievable. And we are so very grateful. And I want to say thank you to all of you that have been here since early in the morning, all day helping us out, our incredible volunteers, the team at the food bank. I'm so fortunate to work with the most amazing team on the planet. Zimmer Communications, Networks of Mid-Missouri, Columbia Professional Firefighters. You guys are the best.
It's just a big, great crew to hang out with year after year. So now,
yes,
let's get to a number that you say is going to make us all very happy here this evening.
And this is a preliminary. It is not too late to give. So if you're listening and you have not given yet, please do.
Okay.
Preliminary total. $125,843.
So good. Read it one more time. It was a big number in case we didn't comprehend it.
It's a big one. $125,843.
So good.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Are you kidding me?
125?
What?
That's crazy.
I mean, Mid-Missouri continues to just blow me away with with the generosity that you show for our neighbors in mid-Missouri and for the food bank for Central and Northeast Missouri. Again, that's just the preliminary. You can push that even higher.
That's crazy.
That is so great to hear. Thank you so much for all of your donations. If you haven't yet, it's not too late. Go to ktgr.com right now and donate during our Commerce Bank 1-for-1 holiday food drive. Again, $25 means 75 meals for folks in our community that don't know where that next meal is coming from. And you have made such a huge impact to those folks, and they won't go hungry this holiday season. There will be so many fewer folks that will have a happier holidays because of you opening up your hearts and supporting the food bank for Central and Northeast Missouri. So we cannot thank you enough. Again, all the details at ktgr.com. If you haven't donated yet, go and donate there. And rest in peace, Trevor's beard.
Yeah, and by the way, I have the exclusive video on my phone.
Really?
Of Trevor finding out that this was going to happen because there was some discrepancy. Trevor insisted, we've got to have somebody come and state it. And the individual that donated, the firefighter that was there, said, no, he texted that that's what he wanted it to be used for. And I got Trevor's reaction on video. So I know we're going to make sure that's released on KCMQ's channels or somebody's.
Right. We'll re-up it on ours
channels.
too. Yeah, make sure that everybody sees it and that we have the proof that it's going to happen. Make sure he doesn't wiggle out of it either.
Yeah.
He will pay up on it. But more importantly, all the money that you have raised to benefit folks in our community that are food insecure, don't know where that next meal is coming from. You're helping them out tremendously today. So we cannot thank you enough. Go and donate still at ktgr.com for our Commerce Bank 1-for-1 holiday food drive. Tiger Talk coming up next. We'll see you at 4 o'clock tomorrow. He's Brendan. She's producer Natalie. I'm Andy. We're done for now.
'Twas 1:15 dawn. All the who's